So we're about 13.8 volts would be around 3.45 volts per cell. And we put in another 6, so we're up over around 31 amp hours into this so far. Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a good charge. I got this old guy here. We can discharge. Should hook right up. I haven't run this thing in a couple of years, so see if it still works. It is actually UL listed too. Pretty cool. Didn't notice that before. There's back here. It's got the UL listings right on there. CSA, UL, LR. It's pretty good. This is actually good for Canada. It is pure sine wave. It's just a high frequency unit, so it's nothing special. Honestly, it didn't work that great last time I used it. Definitely cannot do over 1,000 watts, but can do like 500 watt resistive load, which is not good for anything major, that's for sure. I think it's good for heaters, so that's about it. Anyways, yeah, just let this go. Still got, I don't know, probably another hour to go on this anyways. And I'll probably take it up to about 14.2, but at about 13.8 it should start climbing really fast. So I'll have to kind of watch it a little more at around 13.8. And you can see it is going pretty slow. Like we're just starting to hit just flicked back down to 13.67, so it's just hitting 13.68 now. Anyways, thanks guys. I'll keep you in the loop, and we'll do some capacity testing on this, get my meters out, and see what happens. Thanks. So we've hit the 13.8 mark, so we'll see how quick it starts climbing. Somewhere around here it should start taking off quite a bit faster than it was before. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast lunch kind of thing out here and keep an eye on it. So I'll probably stop around 14.2, which is about 3.55 volts per cell. Somewhere around there. I'll see how it's climbing. Another 12 amp hours so far. So pretty much got almost another half a volt to go. But like I said, it should start climbing much quicker now. Above 13.8 volts. And after the full charge, it'll probably want to sag down to about 13.8 volts. And it will still be full, it's just pretty much where it will want to hang out. Anyways, thanks guys. So, getting ready to shut her off here. She's climbing pretty quick. We did what, another 10-11 minutes, got us up to full. And I was thinking I wouldn't mind seeing if the BMS shuts her off or not. I'm not sure what I want to do. Almost 40 amp hours of charging. Yeah, it's gonna stop it. Okay, so I'll get this set up, find a load, a reasonable load. Got a 750 watt heater, might be reasonable. I also got a 500 watt heater. Anyways, thanks. So, got my heater hooked up, it's just 500 watt heater. And turn this guy on. And let's see if we can fire this guy up here. That's on, doesn't need to be reset. I don't know if I just popped that or what. If that works or not. Must have just popped that. Go. Just put it back on. Sounds like this guy's running. 44 amps. Just have to watch that watt hours there. 587 watts. So we're probably using almost 100 watts of losses through there. Yeah, just run it till she dies, I guess. Be somewhere in the 12 volt range. Should be about a 1C, almost a 1C discharge. So I'm not sure that voltage is correct either. Let's see. I know we'll be using a much less load than that heater. We only use about 15 amps or so, 20 amps on the boat motor that's going to be running. Yeah, should be about, hopefully around an hour. So let's see what this is here. Quarter after 12. And we'll come back. Thanks, guys. So here's the 30-minute update. We're at 30 minutes. 12.8, 305 watt hours. Not bad, might get in the 600 range. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thanks, guys. So, coming up on the 1 hour mark. Not doing too bad. 585 watt hours. 12.5 volts still. At least take it down to 12. But she'll probably start sinking pretty heavily now. We're making a couple more amps than when we started. Still pulling 570 watts. Everything's been working good. This guy's been putting out pretty good. It's not hot. Battery seems to be okay. No heat coming from inside that I can feel. Cables are nice. Connections are nice. Yeah, pretty good. Coming up on 600 watt hours. Yeah, just let it go. So we're coming to the end of the test here. It is 20 after, but she's starting to drop heavily now, so take it to 11.9, and then that'll be it. Okay. Cool. Let's get the charger back on there. See what happens. Not bad. 658 watt hours. Pretty good for a first run. Only to 3 volts per cell. Under load. You can see where it's jumping back up to already. But still, that's do the math on that amp hours. Like, that's 50 amp hours for sure. It's running what, 40, 44, somewhere around there, for an hour and 5 minutes. So yeah, we're probably very close to the 50 amp hour range. Anyways, thanks guys. The setup of this, I clipped it on the inverter side for the positive, so it'll run through this wire into through the meter. So we'll see how accurate the meter is to this. Not 100% sure if the meter actually goes back.
Welcome. I am ready.
Sorry. I'll plug it in on solar.
Welcome. I am ready. Make sure you select the correct battery type.
So I'm just going to be charging it with the lead acid settings.
Select current. Select cells. Press and hold enter button to start.
So we're at 12.58 on this one. Can't see it, of course, and we're at 12.6 on this one. So showing a little bit more. And the watt hours just cycled themselves. Nice. Never actually done this before. It looks like it's actually showing it's starting to charge. Maybe it auto read. Good. We'll get a full battery in there, and then maybe the amp hours will climb up too. Because it is collecting watt hours now. And we're holding pretty good at 100 watts there too. It's right where the charger says. So yeah, and we are pushing 7.9 on here. Cool. So meter's a little bit off compared to that, but we'll charge her up for another, I don't know, 3 hours. Should be about, well, whatever. Took 600 amp hours, so watt hours out of it, so probably have to put in more to get it to a full charge, or to replace what we've put in, since these batteries are about 89% efficient. So we'll see how much we actually have to put in and for what we can get back out. Thanks guys. So this is charge cycle number 2, getting up to the top. I think I want to try and see if the BMS, what it cuts it off at. No, I think 14.4 is 3.6 volts per cell, but I believe this BMS will do it like 3.65 volts per cell. So I'll have to double check on what the math is on that. But most likely 14.6. I'm not sure where this charger even stops. It doesn't really say. It is just lead acid, so. But she's really climbing good now. And yeah, let's see if we can even get to 14.4 for one cell group overcharges. Let's see. Thanks. It's just milking every last watt hour out of the batteries here. So we're hitting 0.2s of an amp here. I don't know why it's still going. Like, holy, there's got to be some kind of cutoff current. It's ridiculous. Adds on an extra half an hour here anyways, just waiting for this thing to finish. Anyways, thanks guys. So I'm just gonna stop it. We're at almost 770 watt hours, 56 amp hours. It's just not gonna stop. I was thinking if the BMS is balancing and this meter's on, there's always gonna be some current draw, and this is probably just charging into that, waiting for end amps. So between that and this, it's probably not gonna stop. It'll just keep going. So I'm just gonna stop it. The current is so low, it's ridiculous. It's probably almost as much as it's balancing. 2 watts. 4.3 watts. It's very, very low. It's good enough for me. I'd say she's charged. Anyways, cool. Got some power in there. Thanks guys. So just a little show on the little system I just put in. Just replaces the old system, goes with this battery. There's the old battery. Just fully charged, 14 volts. It's pretty good. But I hooked up this old inverter here. I think I got it from Off Grid Wannabe. You guys check out his channel. He's got lots of cool stuff. And yeah, so this will be the battery. I just put it on, this is for the boat, so. It's pretty late. It's been raining most of the day, so. Just got one panel hooked up to it. That's watts the load there, so. We're getting about 33 watts. 2.3 amps. That's not bad. It's pretty late. It's 7 o'clock already. Not bad. So, and then this guy. Just a modified sine wave, nothing special. But with that and this working together, it would be pretty good, I think. Especially if the power went out, you could at least keep the fridge going. And it is 1500 watt. It's just an old Cobra. Oh no, it's a 2500 watt. Oh, it's probably got some good jam. But anyways, nothing special. Put it on breakers. That one's got a 16 amp breaker coming off the panel and a 40 amp breaker coming from the panel, from the controller. So yeah, it's nothing special. I think the one panel is about 300 watts, so it can only do about 26 amps or something like that. So I think it'll be fine. We got 12 gauge coming from the panel through the breaker, and then we got 10 gauge going to the battery. And like all the chargers, it's, you know, it's hard to find a good charger that does more than 10 amps. So like at 25 amps, this is still a couple hour charge, you know, and that's who's to say you're getting 25 amps. But it is a decent controller. I like these ones. I buy the real ones. See, accumulated 0. They're good. I like these. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys have a good July 4th weekend. Thanks. Oh, early morning. Well, it's 10:30 already. I'm gonna try this coffee machine on here. Another crappy day. Getting 2 amps in. We're at a full charge on the battery though, so see how she goes. It's modified sine wave. No. That's just the pump. Still saying 0 watts on the output. Oh, there we go. 1.28. That's okay. .8. Perfect. This guy's heating. That's the main part of the power on this unit, is the heater. It is pretty quick though, usually. Probably hear this fan go down a bit. 3. Pull load a little weird. This guy's saying 12.6. Power doing 1.3 kilowatt. There's a modified sine wave too. It's not a pure sine wave inverter, so the heater won't be affected by it. It'll be the pump, if anything. That should be actually over 100 amps. There we go. We did it. The main part was the heater. Could slurp her down quite a bit. 320 watts. Up to 13 volts. It does sag a little bit under a heavy load. guess those cables aren't gonna feel any effect. I'm surprised that BMS handled that. Nice. It's gonna do another heat cycle. There goes the heat cycle now. 1.32 kilowatt. 460. Oh, it's hot already. Not bad. Ready for the next cup. Anyway, so I need to get this one going. Let's go. Number 2. .3 kilowatts. There's not 12.6 on the battery. It's pretty much going to be the whole freaking battery. A couple cups of coffee. Check the amps on that too. Blowing in some heat. Go back up to 13 volts, 13.2 over here. Nothing's warm. I'm gonna shut that coffee machine off after it's done. It doesn't do 0 watts, 30, 200, 150. Water. Yeah, right. Nice guys.